Hello everybody, I'm Gleb and this is my 5G course on IoT Understanding channel. As for today, I would like to continue to talk about 5G Dynamic Spectrum Sharing Technology, or DSS in short. I've already recorded my first video about that technology and I strongly recommend you to watch it here. In that video, I would like to talk about what should be checked and what should be done and prepared in order to deploy DSS solution in your site, and what strategies may be considered as possible for deploying DSS solution and considering some coexistence with LTE and other technologies. So let's start with base station. DSS is a software solution, that's true, but it's better to be checked baseband. Is your vendor baseband supporting DSS? How many new NR cells may be added to that baseband? How many cells may works in DSS mode? When it comes to a radio remote unit, you should check your sites with cascading radios. Is your vendor support DSS deploying in cascading radios? Is your vendor supporting DSS in macro cells and small cell solutions? DSS may be deployed in indoor solutions like radio dot system or lamp side system. It should be checked and done. Front haul. Are there any requirements for CPRI or enhanced CPRI protocols and links? Are there any special requirements in your case for SFP optical modules? This should be checked. Backhaul, the same. Are there enough transport capacity? Is everything okay according to your vendor solution with synchronization? And of course, apart from that, you as a mobile operator with your current network, you should consider coexistence with narrowband LTE, with GSM IoT solution if you've deployed it in your network, with some deployments of category M devices in your network, because in some cases some vendors may not support coexistence with that or with others technologies, and you should carefully perform a site survey and audit in order to understand all requirements and possible limits in your case. And now let's consider some possible strategies that may be implemented while deploying DSS solution in your network. So let's consider some possible strategies for deploying DSS and 5G in your network. As you may already know, one of the popular solutions for launching 5G is to use mmWaves, is to use FR2 high bands for deploying hotspot. And then let's assume this is a hotspot cells, and then we can use multi-radio dual connectivity with current LTE. Let's suppose this is a LTE midband, let's say 260 megahertz, and use dual connectivity in order to have more reliable connection, gain throughput, and this is a really good solution for hotspots, for trials. And this solution is already available and deployed in many networks around the world. But then you would like to use your 5G network not only in hotspots, but also to cover your urban areas. And in this case, a DSS solution may help you. Let's assume this is again LTE network, and it has 10 plus 10 megahertz bands, and this 10 megahertz cell can be used as LTE. It may remain as LTE, and this here we can deploy DSS. And of course, it is still possible to use dual connectivity, but only with that cell, with that anchor cell. So this is one of the possible options. Or if you have some license and it is possible to deploy 5G in your new available mid bands, it would be better to deploy in new bands, of course. And the next step is when you want to cover the whole network with 5G. You want to deploy 5G network in rural areas. And in this case, you may not wait for refarming, or you can deploy the better solution. You can deploy DSS. And let's assume this is a low bands with current LTE, UMTS, GSM, and of course this may be used again as DSS. But I suppose in this case the minimum bandwidth size of current LTE should be more than or equal 10 megahertz. I suppose at least at early stages of DSS deployment, this would be available for DSS. So in this case, you can deploy DSS in low band, and after that, when you refarm the whole all necessary frequencies, you can deploy again dual connectivity, and of course deploy between all of these three bands carrier aggregation in order to get the maximum speed and the lower latency in your network. So let's look at vendors, what they can offer right now in the first quarter of 2020. So the Ericsson company, that company is ahead of everybody in dynamic spectrum sharing solution, because Ericsson is a main contributor, is a main probably developer of that solution for a long time, and Ericsson solution is already available since February 2020. It is called ESS, Ericsson Spectrum Sharing, with granularity, with possible resource allocation in 100 milliseconds and 1 milliseconds. So every TTI is possible. Huawei company claims that they already have their DSS, and it's called hybrid DSS or cloud air solution, with 1 milliseconds resource allocation as well. ZTE company, ZTE has their own super DSS, but it's promised to be available by Q2 2020 this year. And some companies like Samsung and Nokia, they just a little bit in a hurry actually, and they are going to present their DSS solution only in the second half of that year. So it was actually my short lesson about dynamic spectrum sharing, about different strategies and the overall technology. If you like this short video, you can like and subscribe. If you have some insights, if you have some different thoughts about that topic and other topic, you can comment in the section below, and I will definitely answer to your question with great. So it was IoT Understanding channel. Stand by with us.